Life! A grand gambling!
My house, my rule.
Dois, três palavrinhas. Aperte a mão do amigo mais perto, aperte a mão pra cantar lá lá. Aperte a mão do amigo mais perto, aperte a mão pra cantar lá lá lá. Abraça o amigo que está mais perto, abraça o amigo endireitou. E tudo que era torto, Jesus endireitou. E tudo que era torto, Jesus endireitou. Yeah! Tchu, 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 tchuru. Tchu, 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 tchuru. Meu melhor amigo é Jesus Cristo, pode crer. A sua palavra eu vou sempre obedecer, pois eu sei que Ele tem sempre o melhor pra mim. A vida com Jesus é sempre uma aventura, mesmo na tristeza, sua mão que me segura. E por isso vou me alegrar, vou celebrar assim. Vou louvar a Cristo com minhas palmas, vou louvar a Cristo com meus pés, pois Ele é meu melhor amigo, Ele é demais. Vou louvar a Cristo com minha dança, vou louvar a Cristo com minha voz, pois Ele é meu melhor amigo, Ele é demais. Vou louvar a Cristo com minhas palmas, vou louvar a Cristo com meus pés, pois Ele é meu melhor amigo, Ele é demais. Vou louvar a Cristo com minha dança, vou louvar a Cristo com minha voz, pois Ele é meu melhor amigo, Ele é demais. Batendo palmas, batendo os pés, com minha dança, com minha voz. Batendo palmas, batendo os pés, com minha dança, com minha voz. Tchu, 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 tchuru. Tchu, 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 tchuru. Tchu, 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 tchuru. Tchu, 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 tchuru.
E a gente te convida a conhecer o Três Maravilhas Mini, o incrivelzão mundo Mini. Porque o nosso Deus é um Deus grandão, mas cabe lá dentro do nosso coraçãozinho. Acesse mais vídeos em nosso canal youtube.com/3 palavrinhas.
Ah, eu amo a Cristo. Ah, eu amo a Cristo. Ah, eu amo a Cristo. Ele me salvou. Davi ama a Cristo. Sim, ama a Cristo. Porque ama a Cristo. coração limpou. Por dentro, fora, alto, embaixo, sempre sou feliz. Por dentro, fora, alto, embaixo, sempre sou feliz. Por dentro, fora, alto, embaixo, sempre sou feliz. Aqui Jesus entrou, meu coração limpou. Por dentro, fora, alto, embaixo, sempre sou feliz. Por dentro, fora, alto, embaixo, sempre sou feliz. Por dentro, fora, alto, embaixo, sempre sou feliz. Aqui Jesus entrou, meu coração limpou. Por dentro, fora, alto, embaixo, sempre sou feliz. Por dentro, fora, alto, embaixo, sempre sou feliz. Por dentro, fora, alto, embaixo, sempre sou feliz. Aqui Jesus entrou, meu coração limpou. Por dentro, fora, alto, embaixo, sempre sou feliz. Por dentro, fora, alto, embaixo, sempre sou feliz. Por dentro, fora, alto, embaixo, sempre sou feliz. Aqui Jesus entrou, meu coração limpou. Por dentro, fora, alto, embaixo, sempre sou feliz. Por dentro, fora, alto, embaixo, sempre sou feliz. Por dentro, fora, alto, embaixo, sempre sou feliz.
Joke's on you!
Meu coração era sujo, mas Cristo aqui já entrou. Com seu precioso sangue, tão alvo assim o tornou. E diz em sua palavra que em ruas de ouro andarei. Ó dia feliz quando eu criei, e a vida eterna eu ganhei. Pará. Sou feliz com Jesus, meu Senhor.
This intel must be delivered, whatever it takes.
Meu coração era sujo, mas Cristo aqui já entrou. Com seu precioso sangue, tão alvo assim o tornou. E diz em sua palavra que em ruas de ouro andarei. Ó dia feliz quando eu criei, e a vida eterna eu ganhei. Ó dia feliz quando eu criei, e a vida eterna eu ganhei.
Viu, galera? A gente acabou de ver o que vai vencer a música dele, o amor irresistível.
Nas conchinhas lá do mar, nas estrelinhas do céu, no universo infinito, sei comigo Deus está. Quem quiser pode escutar no cantar do sabiá, no sussurro do vento e no chuá.
Rogue emotions have taken over headquarters. Ennui, anxiety, embarrassment, and envy. The big idea.
It's a brainstorm!
She requires more sophisticated emotions than all of you. You just aren't what she needs anymore.
How dare you, madam!
Bye!
Seriously, pull me!
You have a parachute?
Remember when we all finally came up to headquarters?
Nostalgia.
That was like 30 seconds ago. Yeah, those were the days.
Riley's officially a teenager.
Demo day!
What's going on?
We're expanding the place. You know, for the others.
Hello, I'm anxiety. Abandoned broccoli! Everybody act regular.
Hello, fine! Bring it on!
No, anger. There's a part 2. We're going!
Rated PG-14.
Did you know that Riley's imaginary boyfriend probably exists, and she might meet him in Inside Out too? Well, that's what she believes. When we peek into the girl's mind at the imaginary boyfriend machine, we see an ideal boy who appears and says he'd die for Riley. But besides that, he mentions something quite interesting. He's from Canada.
I would die for Riley.
I've never seen him before.
I live in Canada.
A clear nod to the origin of the singer Justin Bieber, who's Canadian. And in the next movie, we see either Riley is in a location very close to Canada, maybe it's some important game farther away that she has to go to, or the school she's in now hosts teams from Canada for games. What's on her mind is the chance of somehow encountering that imaginary boyfriend she desires so much. We just don't know if he'll still be up for dying for her. That's just one of the 20 tidbits we've got for you today in Inside Out. Old meme. Speaking of Riley's boyfriend, when we see the new headquarters set up by Anxiety for the new Riley project, we notice some cool images on the smaller monitors. One of them shows 3 people who seem to be the popular girl, a boy, and Riley holding hands with the boy. What the younger generations might not know yet is that this seems to be a clear reference to the old meme of the guy with his girlfriend, but he turns to blatantly check out the passing girl, leaving his girlfriend furious. We just don't know yet if this really happens, or if this image is a product of anxiety in Riley's mind, meaning things that haven't happened yet, and she wants to avoid them. If it's imaginary, maybe the boy is exactly the imaginary boyfriend from Canada. Different emotion leaders. One of the things that will catch attention in Inside Out 2 is the power struggle between the 2 leading emotion groups, joy and anxiety. But something many people didn't notice in the first movie is that the leading emotion in each person's mind varies according to their personality. For example, in the popular girl's mind in the class Riley transfers to, it's fear. And in the case of the girl working at the pizza place, it's disgust. For Riley's dad, it's anger, and for her mom, it's sadness. Joy in charge. But still, apparently Joy is leading in the minds of most characters, even if not very enthusiastically, like in the case of Riley's own teacher, or the party clown who also appears in the post-credit scene. In other words, most people let joy be the most frequent emotion. Full-on anger. The only human character who completely breaks this rule is the bus driver, Gary. We can see that in his mind, some kind of metamorphosis must have occurred, and at some point in his life, probably after starting to work as a driver, all his emotions took on a single form, anger. And we can tell by the colors of each of them that originally, they were the other emotions that turned into anger. That's quite interesting, because it sets a precedent for a theory that emotions can change shape over time. Don't you agree? Now here's a tip. Subscribe to our channel here, so you won't miss our amazing upcoming videos about cartoons and animated movies. Different titles. Inside Out probably has the most different titles around the world. For example, in Brazil, it's called Divertidamente, which would be something like Fun Mind. In France, the title is vice versa. In Spanish-speaking countries, it's called Intensamente, similar but a bit different. And in Japan, it's called Inside Head, which is exactly what the movie is. World map. Remember that scene where Riley introduces herself at her new school? Most of us probably didn't even pay attention, but behind Riley, there's a world map. Quite normal for a classroom. But the detail is, why are some places marked on it? Simple. The marked places are locations that have already been represented in previous Pixar movies. Like, for example, we can see a marking in the Amazon region, the place that inspired the creation of Paradise Falls and Up. Toy Story. Since we are metaphorically, of course, in Riley's class, we found a really cool reference to the company's biggest franchise, Toy Story. The boy talking to the popular girl group in class apparently is wearing a camo shirt with lots of stains. But if you look closely, you'll notice that the stains actually resemble some of Andy's toys, like Rex on his left sleeve. Toy Story again. Inside Out is full of references to Toy Story. You could make a whole video just about that. But let's just mention one more crossover reference between the two movies. Did you know that Riley's last name, Anderson, is the same last name as Bonnie from Toy Story, who's called Bonnie Anderson? Both were inspired by the Pixar employee named Darla Anderson. So, she was honored not once, but twice. She's got some serious cred, huh? Pixar's founding. Moreover, the boy sitting behind Riley makes a reference to Pixar's founding. His shirt says 86, and that's exactly the year the leading creator of computer animated feature films was founded, even before becoming part of Pixar. Disgust, embarrassment, and anxiety. In the first movie, disgust is portrayed and defined as the emotion whose main function is to prevent Riley from exposing herself to things that can harm her physically or socially. But now in the second movie, embarrassment is going to share some of those functions with her, as it will be the emotion that makes Riley avoid feeling embarrassed, covering the social aspect for the girl, not to mention anxiety, which might also get involved in this part by planning the girl's future, avoiding things that could either be gross or embarrassing. This actually shows how emotions should work as a team and not fight each other. Take note, anxiety. Long eyelashes. Since we're talking about disgust, we have to highlight that the character is unique because besides being designed based on a broccoli, she also has something that none of the other female emotions have: long, prominent eyelashes. It emphasizes that she really cares a lot about appearance. Custom belt. Another detail about the green emotion that also involves her appearance and that few fans of the movie noticed is her custom belt. If you look closely, you'll see that its buckle is shaped like a D, which is exactly the initial letter of her name. Disgust. Don't know about you, but I love these little details. Now, if you're a fan of Inside Out and other animated movies, comment down below, #Pixar, to pay tribute to the greatest creator of animated films. Child Riley. One of the most complicated things is to find voice actors for children and babies. And that's exactly why Pixar decided that for dubbing Riley in her younger version, they would use another strategy: recycling. The company simply reused audio from Boo's voice actors from Monsters, Inc. that hadn't been used in the film and placed them in the quick scenes of the younger Riley. Hockey rink. The hockey rink where we see Riley playing at the end of the first movie and the beginning of the second really exists and is actually located in San Francisco. To be exact, it's in a very specific place inside the Walt Disney Family Museum. So if you think there's nothing wrong with sucking up to the boss a little, the folks at Pixar agree with you. Acne. If there's something every teenager has to face sooner or later, it's acne. If you haven't experienced it yet, don't worry, your time will come. And one of the things everyone noticed is that Riley, now at 13, has returned with some of them. And returning to the anxiety's command post, we see on another monitor that Riley seems quite desperate about the acne disappearing. And you, had you noticed that when you first saw the trailer? Protagonists. Inside Out was the second Pixar film, which is different from Disney, to have a single girl as the protagonist. The first was Brave, released almost 3 years earlier in 2012. And between the gap of the first movie and Inside Out 2, which was 9 years, in that same mold, Finding Dory in 2016, with Dory as the main character, and Turning Red in 2022, with the beloved Mai Lee as the key protagonist of the film. Riley appears briefly in both films, but the only one who's a two-time protagonist for now is Riley herself. The emergence of sadness. Originally, sadness wouldn't even be one of the emotions in the movie. In fact, she was conceived by Pete Docter after he felt he couldn't progress with the idea while the movie was already in development. So, he became, guess what, extremely sad, mainly because he thought he would be fired. Then the next day, he introduced the character into the film, and from then on, things started to flow much better. And not only was his job retained, but today, he's just the big boss at Pixar. He must be immensely grateful to Sadness. Protagonist switch. Sadness not only was introduced into the film after the episode we just mentioned, she stole the role of protagonist from Fear, who was originally going to be Joy's original partner and who would get lost in Riley's mind. The team concluded that the dynamic between Joy and Sadness would be deeper, and we have to say, they hit the nail on the head. Not only does Sadness save Riley in the first movie, but we also believe she will do something similar in the second movie, but that's just my guess. Tear. And to finish, since we're talking about sadness, her design was inspired by a tear, which really fits the emotion, which has everything to do with tears, right? Folks, those were the 20 amazing facts we found in Inside Out 1 and 2. And to keep enjoying yourself, we've got some other really cool videos lined up. So if you want to have fun and relax, click on one of the two that are appearing on your screen right now. Thanks, and until next time. Have you ever noticed that Inside Out is filled with small, subtle details that you can only pick up on by watching the movie multiple times? One of them, for example, can be seen when you look closely at the family island inside Riley's mind. If you observe carefully, you'll notice that besides the giant mental statue of Riley with her mom and dad, there's also a family tree right next to it. And this tree was there at the beginning of the movie on the first mental island, and it's there again when it's reconstructed after Riley returns home, regretting her decision to run away. The interesting detail is that the family tree doesn't have any images, which represents that Riley herself is at the top, and the people who will come below her will be the family she's yet to create, like children and grandchildren she'll have one day. That's why there are no faces on the tree, as she doesn't know what she'll look like when she's an adult and has her own family. This is just one of the 20 brilliant details and clever insights hidden in Inside Out that practically nobody noticed, and we're going to show them to you now. When Riley and her family are moving to San Francisco, the emotions in Riley's mind are quite restless and apprehensive, reflecting how Riley truly feels. And if you look closely at the newspaper that Anger is reading, you'll get a better understanding of what's going on in Riley's head. That's because what she's thinking is exactly what's in the headlines of the newspaper. On closer inspection, you can see two highlighted news pieces. The biggest one says, "Future is shaky," which is Riley's real feeling. But what almost no one noticed is this.
Hey everyone, Joey here with a quick news update as it is officially the end of an era. Masahiro Sakurai confirmed that his YouTube channel is coming to an end sometime soon, as over the weekend he tweeted, "We have finished recording the final episode of the channel. I think it will be a while before it is released, so please enjoy the regular episodes until then." So I don't know how long it's going to be until this final episode comes out, but regardless, it's been really cool seeing Sakurai make this YouTube channel over the past few years, talking about his work in the video game industry as well as his philosophies as a game developer. No doubt many aspiring developers or even current ones have taken his advice to heart. I personally have not seen many of his episodes, but I've seen enough to know that these are some high quality videos, and he really put his heart into this channel, just like he puts his heart into every project he works on. So with the channel coming to an end, supposedly, no doubt that means Sakurai is going full force onto his next project, so there's naturally not going to be any time to record YouTube videos at this point, but we'll have to see if he ever returns to this channel, maybe sometime after his project is complete. But let me know in the comments, what do you think Sakurai's next game is? Let me know, and be sure to subscribe to Game Explain and hit that notification bell for more updates on all things Nintendo. Until next time, bye-bye.
Alright guys, let's not get the wrong idea here. I clearly love Mario games, as you can see from my channel. but they're not perfect. So today I want to tell you one thing I hate about every Mario game, starting with the original game and ending with the most recent one. Super Mario Bros., the game that started it all. While it was super revolutionary, the thing I don't like about it the most is the controls. Yeah, I know it was really good for its time, and it introduced momentum-based platforming, but going back now, this is like the one 2D Mario game where I find the controls can be pretty stiff and just off. Like sometimes I undershoot or overshoot the jump, which can make the more precise jumps in this game more difficult than they should be. Mario The Lost Levels, the actual sequel to the original game. And the biggest thing I don't like about this is that there is literally nothing new that was added when compared to the original Mario Bros. Game. Seriously, every asset is reused, and there's no new power-ups, just a power down in the form of the poison mushroom. So I thought they could have added a lot more original things in this game, even if they just wanted to make this simply a harder version of that original game. Super Mario Bros. 2. The second one that came out in America. And the thing I don't like the most about it is just how it feels nothing like a Mario game at all. Now, I know. It's because this wasn't a real Mario game, it's just a reskin of Doki Doki Panic. Yeah, everyone knows that. But that doesn't change the fact that I just think classic Mario games play better when compared to this more slower and precise game of throwing turnips. Super Mario Land. I actually really like this game and honestly find it hilarious. It's just so weird, but in a great way. But what I don't like is honestly how everything looks. Like, there's barely any detail in anything. A lot of these objects are just drawn with straight lines or basic shapes, like it's still unfinished. And okay, I know there were major hardware limitations on this console, but so many other games on the Game Boy looked way better, which includes this game's sequel for that matter. Mario 3. Now, this one was harder to choose because of how good this game actually is. But what I didn't like about this one are the auto-scrolling levels. Yeah, to be honest, I don't think I've ever met someone who likes these levels more than, like, you know, the normal levels where you control the camera yourself. It just really slows the pace of the game down, making it not all that fun, especially when keeping your momentum is a big part of this game too. It takes that away. Super Mario World. Alright, now some of these are really starting to get tough to choose, because this game just might be one of the least flawed Mario games. But if I had to choose something, which I do because that's the whole point of this video, then I'll go with sometimes it can be frustrating to find the correct exit in a ghost house. Not all of them, but with some, it's annoying to be stuck going around in circles to try and find where to go in a mainly linear game, which disrupts the pace of this game too. Honestly, it's not a big deal, but I needed to choose something here. And if you like videos like this, where I talk about all Mario games in one video, then subscribe so I know you're enjoying it. Thanks. Mario Land 2. Now, I really like the Mario Land series, and this one is pretty well an improvement in every way. The only thing that bugs me is just how zoomed in the screen is for this game. This is because of hardware limitations, but still, it's hard to get a good view of your surroundings and where other enemies are sometimes with this restriction, which can lead to not knowing where you'll land or enemies unexpectedly coming out of nowhere. Mario 64. Now, okay, I really love this game, like literally it's my favorite Mario game, I don't care what you say. But one thing I can admit isn't the greatest is the camera. Yeah, it can be a pain. It gets stuck on objects, you can't like fully control it, and in many tight spaces, it's just hard to see where you are, you know? Like in many cases, other objects just get in the way of it. So it can get annoying sometimes in this game, just fighting with the camera to just simply see where you're going. That's it though, this game is perfect in every other way. Mario Sunshine. Now this is like the only mainline Mario game that was clearly rushed, and you can feel it when you're playing it. So I have a lot to work with here, like the really glitchy hard levels. No. The filler repeated bosses. No. I'm gonna go with something I can't stand in this game, so I just never do it. It's the blue coins. Yeah, I hate them, I never bothered to collect them. Basically, instead of having 120 stars like other Mario games, this one only has 96, and the other 24 were from blue coins. so you have to find 240 blue coins that are randomly scattered in all the levels to get all the shine sprites. Yeah, I'll pass. The original New Super Mario Bros. Game on the DS, i.e. the only actual new one. All in all, it was a very fun experience playing through the game. However, the most disappointing part of it was definitely the final boss fight, as they literally just combined all the Bowser Jr. fights with all the Bowser fights, and that's it. If you're good, you can even kill him in just one hit by hitting this switch. This is the only New Super Mario Bros. Game where they don't do something crazy for the final Bowser fight, which wasn't the greatest end to this game. Mario Galaxy. Now, I really love the space atmosphere that they got going on here. The levels use this theme to their advantage too, which created many great ones. However, my least favorite type of levels in this game are the ones that require you to use the Wii's motion controls to move. Yup, you know Nintendo, they always have to shove their console's gimmick in the mainline Mario game. I mean, these levels aren't even that bad, to be honest, they're more just really annoying. Especially when you compare them to the rest of the game that controls great, and then there's these levels with really weird and imprecise controls. New Super Mario Bros. Wii, the game that introduced co-op in a 2D Mario game for the first time. And this is probably what I don't like the most about it, specifically 4-player co-op. Because it is way too chaotic sometimes, like to a very annoying degree. The other players will always get in your way, they'll push you, or they can even throw you too. And then the screen will usually leave behind a player as well, which isn't fun for him. If you're just looking for chaos, then this mode can be fun, but overall the other players serve more of a hindrance than a benefit. Mario Galaxy 2, a game that's just more Mario Galaxy. But what did actually bother me the most is the atmosphere in this game, especially compared to the original Galaxy. This one may be harder to get what I'm saying, but bear with me. Compared to the first Galaxy game, there's a lot more cloud backgrounds here, and a lot of these levels don't feel like actual planets that creatures would live on. They're more just like a bunch of platforms placed in a void for a level. It's like the world building was really off this time. It made you feel like you weren't exploring galaxies in space, but rather just playing Mario 3D Land. It's a subtle thing, but because of it, I was way less immersed in this game's atmosphere compared to the original one. Mario 3D Land, the first brand new 3D Mario game on a handheld. And it was fun, it was great, but the thing I don't like about this is just how forgettable this whole game was. Like, all the level themes here were pretty generic. And there weren't any central world themes, so the levels were just kind of scattered in a random order. This made it so no level in particular really stood out from another. I don't know, it's a great game, but it really felt like it didn't have an identity compared to the other 3D Mario games. New Super Mario Bros. 2, the one with the coins. And funny enough, that's what I don't like about it. The fact that the coins in this game, despite being the main attraction here, have absolutely no use. Other than, ooh, you get a 1-up if you get 100 coins. Now, I know this was a thing in all Mario games, but those were fine because the coins were like just little bonuses. But here, there are whole levels about just collecting coins and it feels pointless. Like, why am I jumping around trying to get these useless items? And now we come to New Super Mario Bros. U. Ugh, another one? But to be honest, I actually really like this one, and I think it should have only been this game instead of having this be a whole series. But one thing I didn't like is how this game is the same as the last 3 New Super Mario Bros. Games. Especially for a launch title on Nintendo's new console. They give us this? Ah, Bits, what is this? That's a cop-out answer. Give me an original one, I hear you say. Well, if I'm not being given original games, then I'm not giving out original answers. Super Mario 3D World, like the unofficial sequel to Mario 3D Land. But I enjoyed this one more. However, my biggest issue here, which really was also an issue with the first one, but is now more apparent due to it being on console, is just how simplified the controls are. Your moveset is super limited and basic for a 3D game. Like, it's not hard to master this moveset, which loses a lot of depth that this game could have had. It just feels a lot more watered down and too simple compared to the other 3D games. Mario Odyssey. Now, this was the best game in so long when it came out, so I really appreciate what it did for the Mario series. However, the biggest thing I didn't like was just the amount of moons they put in this game. Now, this doesn't have to be a bad thing. More content is great, right? But not when some moons were just randomly placed and easy to get, while others you would have to do a whole platforming challenge instead. So the value of the moons was pretty skewed sometimes. Like, why would I bother with the hard ones when I can just get all the easy ones? Bowser's Fury, the unofficial kinda half-sequel to Mario 3D World. And it has a really cool open world concept. However, the biggest thing that bugged me about this world is the constant interruptions for Bowser's Fury while I was just trying to explore or do something else. It was fine for the first few times, but after a while it got annoying and repetitive to always have Bowser randomly come in and now you have to focus on him. Jeez, he's such an attention seeker. And now we come to the most recent Mario game, Super Mario Wonder. Now this one's probably a pretty obvious one, as everyone seems to really like this game except for one thing. And that is, of course, the boss battles. It's so weird too, because everything else is so cool and unique, and then the boss battles are just so blah. Like they're only a slight upgrade from the new Super Mario Bros. Bosses. Even the wonder effects don't make them that much more interesting either. The final boss is cool though, that's an exception. Okay, see ya! There's been a bunch of myths in every Mario Party game. Like, for example, Monty Mole will get scared when he plays the Whack-A-Mole minigame. And just as a sample, this is how the characters normally look, you know, nothing too out the ordinary. You just gotta hit these moles, as you can see. Okay, and this time I selected Monty Mole as my character, as you can see. And okay, already he does look a bit off. He opens his eyes even, so he's distressed he's hitting his own mole brethrens, I guess. Myth confirmed. And we're busting the biggest Mario Party myths to see if they're true or false. Starting off with simple myths, like you can get a hole-in-one in the golf minigame. I'm gonna try to line it up. That seems like it's a good attempt, no? There it is! Okay, yeah, you can actually do it. Myth confirmed. And we're gonna build up to the big myths, like dice blocks being rigged, or the computer players apparently cheating. But for now, you'll always defeat the master CPUs in the look-away minigame by entering a certain button combination. Left, 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 right, left. Oh! There it is! I actually just got them all out. Okay, I'm gonna play again. Let's see how consistent this is. Left, 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 right, left. Oh. Okay, didn't work there. Let me try again. Okay, there it is. I did it again. I mean, okay, it's pretty precise when you have to click left and right, but if you time it perfectly, yes, you can get every single one of the CPUs out in one round. Myth confirmed! You can find Peach's Castle in Mysteryland from Mario Party 2. And let's take a look, because apparently Peach's Castle should be somewhere here. I mean, there's certainly a lot of stuff in the background, like this pyramid. Ruins of a King Babam, okay. But what if we go up here and... Okay, that is something. Look at this. At the top right of the map, you'll see kind of a faint version of a castle. This looks to be Peach's Castle. Like, who am I kidding? Myth confirmed! There were plans for Captain Syrup to be included in the Mario Party series. Captain who now? Well, if you didn't know, this is Captain Syrup. A pretty obscure character from the Wario Land series that serves as Wario's main rival. And apparently, she was supposed to appear in the Mario Party series too, but never made it in. Well yeah, if you look on YouTube, you can see a video showing off Captain Syrup's present room in Mario Party 4 with a description that reads, "The present room in Mario Party 4 that not many people know about." And then there is also this picture of her in what looks to be Mario Party 2, wearing the same pirate hat that all the other characters wear in the Pirate Land board. So what happened to this secret character then? Well, I mean, come on. These iconic characters are in Mario Party, and then you expect them to add Captain Syrup too? Yeah, if it wasn't obvious already, this was revealed to be fake, as they were just made by passionate fans of this character who just wanted her to be included into more games. Myth busted! Now before we get to the big myths later, we have to bust the basic ones first. You can see Mario on the face of the moon in the Teetering Towers minigame. First things first, we just gotta beat the minigame, not like that though. Okay, back up past where we were, about to finish this minigame. There's the last platform there. There we go, and then, okay, there's the moon. And I kind of see it actually. Okay, yeah, there's like Mario's hat, his nose, his mustache. Okay, that is pretty subtle, but that is definitely the silhouette of Mario. Myth confirmed. You can change the pitch of the character's taunts in Mario Party 4. Alright, so if you didn't know, in Mario Party 4, when it's not your turn, you can just press the left trigger and you'll do like a taunt voice, like this is Mario's. Like that. But apparently if you click a direction on the C stick and then click that same taunt button, it should change in pitch. So I'm gonna click up. Okay. Oh, it is like a higher pitch. Alright, so now I'm gonna click down and taunt. Oh, it is lower. It's like, yeah, okay. What is left and right? Oh. Okay, so it changes what speakers it in. Now what if we go up and down? Oh, you can kind of like mess with it mid taunt. Okay, I'm gonna taunt and mess around with the control stick. Oh, you can like, look at this. Myth confirmed. Mario Party 2 was originally going to be an add-on for the Nintendo Disk Drive. Now, if you didn't know, the Nintendo Disk Drive was going to be an add-on to the N64 that would enhance its graphical capabilities and add more content into old N64 games. It was a pretty big failure, so a lot of planned Disk Drive additions just turned into new N64 games instead. And there were rumors about Mario Party having add-ons for the game that were cancelled and turned into Mario Party 2. This is due to the game having a lot of the same mini-games brought back from Mario Party 1, and sharing all the same characters as that game, but only changing the costumes. While this makes sense, how can we know this for sure? Well, the biggest piece of evidence that supports this theory is that when you put Mario Party 1 into the N64 with the disk drive, this error message appears. And this error message only appears for games that have confirmed to have disk drive support. So either this is the only game with this error message that for some reason is not an N64 disk drive game, or the more likely option, which is that this is myth confirmed. And if you want to see more Mario Party videos like this, then subscribe to let me know. Thanks. There's a secret Yoshi and Wiggler themed minigame from Mario Party 1. So if you look online for some of the minigames in Mario Party 1, you can find certain videos of this odd Wiggler and Yoshi minigame that no one was ever able to find while playing this game. In the minigame, it seems like you have to get a baby Wiggler to his mom using a Yoshi's tongue. And you would have to stop the tongue at the right spot so it would make it to the mom without being too far or too short. So people began to wonder if this was some sort of secret unlockable minigame, since there are some of those in Mario Party 1. Well, not exactly. This minigame was actually cancelled in the development for Mario Party 1. However, it is still in the files for this game and can be accessed by using a GameShark code, which is how all the videos on this minigame were made online. But for normal players, this game can't be accessed or unlocked in any way. So, myth busted! Mario Party DS uses the same character portraits as Mario Party 8. Okay, so these are the Mario Party 8 characters here. And you know, this is how they're all kind of posed. And now, side by side, I'm gonna look at the Mario Party DS character portraits. And okay, clearly they're in a lot less resolution here. But just taking a closer look, like Mario looks pretty well the same. Same with Luigi, Peach, Yoshi. Yeah, okay, they're literally posed identically. And this kind of makes sense because I think these games came out like a year apart from each other or something like that. So I guess they just reused the character portraits. Myth confirmed. The one player can still lose in the minigame Piranha's Pursuit, even if he makes all the jumps. Okay, so as you can see, I'm the one player, and I have 3 CPUs on master difficulty that I'm playing against. Okay, so I'm just gonna play this game perfectly, and see how I do, right? The obstacles aren't too difficult, if I remember with this minigame. It's not that hard to do. I mean, it's a pretty, as long as your reflexes are decent, this seems like a pretty simple minigame. Get that log, and yeah, okay, these are master CPUs. I didn't hit anything, and they still weren't able to beat me. And that really means, as the single player, as long as you don't hit anything, you can't lose this minigame at all. Myth busted! There's actually a limit for the amount of stars you can collect. Okay, so normally when you're playing Mario Party, you just buy stars, you know? You just keep on trying to get more and more. There's no real limit on the item. However, if you look online, you can find images and videos for this specific text box that basically says your character can't buy another star from Toad. This is odd because no one has really ever had this happen to them when trying to buy a star. And this seems to happen when you have 99 stars. Many people tried to get this ridiculous star amount in a real game with no success. So how could this be proven then? Well, people then hacked the game to get this star amount, which would in fact cause this text to show up. So I guess for some reason, the devs did add this max star text box, even though you'll never see it in a normal game. Myth confirmed! Wario says the phrase, "Though I missed," when he loses the minigames. So when the character loses a minigame in Mario Party 1, they'll have a sound clip of the character that plays. And Wario will say a small phrase that sounds like he's saying, "Though I missed."
No, I missed.
I mean, that's simple enough, right? Sounds like that to me. What else could he be saying? Well, it's not that simple. It turns out, Nintendo originally wanted Wario to be German, so they made him speak German in the original Mario Party game. So while it sounds like he's saying, "Though I missed," he is really saying the German phrase, "So I missed," which means, "ah darn" in English. Meaning, this is myth busted. It takes longer to eat the crust in the Eats a Pizza minigame. So I'm Mario, I'm at the top, I'm just kind of mashing, and it looks like you eat the normal pizza around this fast, so not fast at all, pretty slow. Now I'm getting to the crust, and what if I just stick to the crust? Honestly, okay, it really looked like nothing changed. I'm going back to normal pizza. Yeah, okay, I don't think there's any difference at all with the crust and the normal pizza. Or if anything, it's so minuscule, there was literally no difference. I don't think this is true. Myth busted! The mice from Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door appear in the Shy Guy Express board. Okay, so let's take a closer look at this board here. Let's go to the map, and okay, I guess you don't really get the best view from this angle, but we can still kind of see who's in each cart. Okay, I don't see too much of nothing. I see an interesting Shy Guy character, but still no mouse. And okay, there looks like there, you just turn around, it looks like he does have a very similar design to the Paper Mario mouse. And okay, yeah, he's basically the same color scheme and the same bandana or whatever he's got going. So that's definitely got to be the reference to the mice in Paper Mario. And it's cool because the Thousand-Year Door also had a whole chapter in a train as well. Myth confirmed! Mario Party DS has an anti-piracy screen for illegal copies. So in mid-October, the YouTube channel Joey Perloni uploaded a video of him experiencing a rather creepy anti-piracy screen for Mario Party DS. He was simply playing through one of the minigames when he got this error message, and then the game stopped, in which it took him to this screen. It simply said, "Piracy is no party," and it told the player to power off the console now. Plus, it was accompanied by this creepy music. Even many people in the comments claim to have seen the same screen in their copy too. But then things started to get more unbelievable, as Joey kept uploading videos on his YouTube channel for several anti-piracy screens that somehow only he had seen. And they just appeared to be too dark for a Nintendo game, like having Shy Guy eat one of the characters, for example. So at this point, everyone just assumed that all these screens were fake. And eventually, all these assumptions were confirmed by Joey himself when he made a video showing how he made the first anti-piracy screen. Cool. Myth busted. The dice in Mario Party are rigged. Now this is an interesting one. So when you hit a block to determine your roll, how exactly is that number calculated? Does it depend on your timing for when you choose to hit the block? Or do you have any effect on the number at all, and is the spinning die just an illusion? Well, many speedrunners have looked into this more by using save states and found some pretty interesting discoveries. Like, for example, in Mario Party 1, all 4 players' rolls are determined at the end of the minigames. So regardless of how long you'll wait, you'll always roll the same number. And for Mario Party 2, if you slow down the footage, you can often see that the numbers on the die don't actually line up with the numbers that you roll. Because in this game, there's a random number that is constantly generating, meaning it will change depending on how long you wait to hit the block, but you still can influence your number choice in any way. Those are a few examples, but in all the other games, the dice work in a similar way. So in every single Mario Party game, you have no control over the number you roll, and your timing for when you hit the block means nothing, which essentially means that these dice are rigged. Myth confirmed! In Partner Party, you can identify secret items that are not on the board. Okay, so in a normal game of Mario Party, you can kind of select the board option, and then you can kind of move around the board to see what the other spaces are. However, you can only keep your cursor on the board, and in fact on the spaces for that matter. However, if we go to Partner Party and look at the board here, we can actually move our cursor on any space in the map, because that's how Partner Party works. However, apparently you can move the cursor even off the map and identify some items that have nothing to do with the game. But what if we do like this ice cream? Yeah, see, there is a description. Huge ice cream cone that it looks delicious. Okay. What else can we see? What if we go like to the right here? We see a Spike holding a pineapple. Okay, so we get a nice little description of that. And is eating it with gusto, whoever gusto is. Okay. And what if we go, we can even go on this beach like way over here. Toad's on a vacay. Doesn't it look comfy? So those are cool. These are cool little like Easter egg descriptions. Even Toad and crew are cooling off in the shade. Last thing, what's on the bottom right? We have a Koopa Troopa mass produces sand bloopers. Seems good with his hands. What? Okay, interesting. And then this one I saw, sand sculpture, a blooper sculpture made of sand. Myth confirmed. There's a mysterious Goomba house in every board from Mario Party 2. Okay, so I'm going to start with Pirate Lands here and take a look for a Goomba house. All right, now I'm just going to go to the map button and start searching. So, okay, there it is. So, yeah, there is a Goomba house in this board at least. That's cool. Okay, and now we're in Western Land. We got a lot of like Old West kind of buildings. Actually, I really like this map, but okay, there it is. There's the Goomba house once again. And Spaceland is the next board we're looking at here. Okay, so far nothing. I mean, it would kind of be out of theme in this one. Oh, but no, never mind. There's another Goomba house in this one as well. All right. Okay, and now I'm in the Mystery Land board, and I'm just gonna look around the map. And okay, once again, yeah, there it is. There's another Goomba house. And okay, lastly, we're at Horror Land, and this one is probably gonna be on it too because it's been on it for all the other ones. And it does actually seem fitting, this kind of theme, to have a Goomba house on it. Come on, come on. You must be here somewhere. No way it's just on 4 of the 5 maps. Where is it? No way. Maybe this is myth busted and it's like only missing on 1 map for some reason. Oh, no, it's up here. It's hiding. Oh, the last one, it's like the hardest one to see. I don't even know if you can see it. Maybe a bit from this part of the board, but it's literally hidden way out of here in the middle of nowhere. So there is indeed a Goomba house on every single map for some reason. This is an odd detail because no one really knows why these Goomba houses are on the boards. Maybe at one point you could have interacted with these houses since they're right next to the player spaces, but who knows really. Either way, this is myth confirmed. The computer players cheat. This has been a myth for as long as Mario Party has been a game franchise. I guess because people always found the computer players to be off. Like sometimes they were too good at certain things. Now this one is going to be pretty hard to prove either way because I can't go into the game's code and see if like the CPUs can control the dice roll or something, but a lot of the cheating accusations for the CPUs came from the hidden blocks in Mario Party. If you didn't know, a hidden block appears in random spaces on the board that gives a player stars or coins when they land on them. However, there is no way for the player to tell where the hidden block is. It's entirely luck-based. And for a lot of players online, it just seemed like CPUs would land on these spaces a bit too frequently for it to just be luck. But I mean, there's really no way to prove this, so perhaps this was just a coincidence and people are just too paranoid that they're cheating, since technically the CPUs and the hidden blocks are both controlled by the game's code. But then how come if we look online, we can see many cases where a computer would use a custom dice block and randomly hit 1, which wouldn't make sense at all because the star is super far away, but somehow it would work out because they happen to land on a hidden block space? What? Okay, no, yeah, that was crap. They definitely cheat. Myth confirmed. Click the video on screen to see me play every minigame in Mario Party Superstars against master CPUs, as this was really hard. I'll see you there. There's a bunch of myths in Mario Odyssey. Like, for example, the plants will grow faster if you water them with a gush-in. Okay, so if you didn't know, when you put these seeds in the pots here, they'll grow over time. But they take quite a while, like 20 minutes or so, to finally grow. And now apparently if you shoot this thing with water, like this gush-in can do like that, the plant will actually grow a lot quicker. So I'm just gonna kind of line it up and press the fire button, and okay, already, oh, this is crazy. It's actually, that was so quick, it literally grew in 2 seconds. Myth confirmed. And we're busting the biggest Mario Odyssey myths to see if they're true or false. Starting off with simple myths, like if you warp while in a specific zipper capture, then the game will crash. And apparently if you go on this specific zipper here, then go forward, pause, or sorry, hit the map rather, and then if we teleport to another checkpoint, the game should just crash. And yeah, okay, that is so weird. There you go, there you have it. Myth confirmed. And the myths will keep getting more extreme as the video goes on. But for now, Lakitu can attack enemies with his fishing rod. So if you didn't know, in the post-game, Lakitu will appear in some kingdoms, and you can kind of control him like this. And he's really just used for this like fishing mini-game where you throw your fishing rod in some bodies of water and try to catch some fish. However, if we go to the Lakitu in Lake Kingdom and capture him as well, but as you can see, you can kind of throw your rod outside the range that you're supposed to be in, and I'm just gonna pull it back, and yeah, there you go. Oh, we can attack enemies that way. And boom, he killed 2 at once. Oh, this rod's like OP. That's pretty cool. Myth confirmed. You'll go further in the air if you go sideways versus going in a straight line. So I'm gonna line this up. I'm gonna stand right at the edge of this wall here, and I'm just gonna go straight on and try to make it to that building in the distance. So I'm gonna jump, ground pound, shake, and go, and I mean, it looks pretty far. Yeah, as you can see, I am quite short. Like, I am not making this building at all. Okay, back up here, I'm gonna literally stand in the same spot, aligning myself with this wall. But instead of going straight on, I'm gonna go to the left and then curve back around and see if I go further that way. Jump, ground pound, shake, and then turn into it. And oh, we are moving. Oh, we are actually moving. This is definitely going way faster. Look at that, and I cleared the thing. Not only did I make it, I made it by a decent margin. Okay, so you go way further doing that way. Myth confirmed. If Mario is wearing the astronaut suit, he can never get spikes in his nose when he touches a cactus. If you didn't know, when you hit one of these cactus things, boom, you'll take damage and you get some little spikes in your nose. Yeah, then Mario just kind of walks around with these spikes. What if we wear the helmet for the astronaut costume, for example? Now, how about let's touch a cactus? And, oh, okay, so as you can see, Mario's nose is kept protected and there's no spikes in it because he's wearing a helmet. But the last thing I want to try is what happens if I throw it while he has it off his head and then touch the cactus? Okay, so we're gonna throw it, touch the cactus, and okay, you do have the spikes, but then you lose them. Myth busted. Before we move on, YouTube tells me how many people subscribe on each video. So if we get 1,000 subscribers from this video, then I'll make Mario Galaxy Myths next. Mario will look down when something is hidden in the ground. Okay, now I'm pretty sure on the top of this sand dune, there's a moon hidden in the ground. Yeah, okay, look at Mario. He's just kind of, he's kicking the ground. So he's definitely kind of showing the player that there's something there. And ground pound, boom, there it is. And that's the moon. Myth confirmed. Your controller will make engine sounds using vibration when you're riding the scooter. Okay, so I'm totally muting the volume for this one. I just want to listen if anything comes out of the controllers. And like, there's no speakers or anything on these controllers, but basically the frequency of the vibrations here will actually emulate the sound of an engine. So I'm just gonna hop on here. Take a close listen. Oh, it actually is. Yeah, it's literally like, it's an idle engine sound. What if we go forward? Oh, that sounds really close to like what a scooter would sound like. Like it builds up like you're revving the gas when he first presses it. Oh, that's cool. And every time you do it, it's like, you know, it's like what a car makes, right? And yeah, I'm gonna go back and overlay the audio for what I'm actually hearing. Like, I'll put the controllers up to the microphone so you can hear exactly what I'm talking about. But if you don't believe me, literally go play Mario Odyssey with no volume and ride the scooter around and see what you hear. Myth confirmed. If you jump on multiple Goombas in a row, then you'll get a heart as a bonus. Alright, so we're just trying to find a bunch of Goombas here. As you can, they don't really notice me. Okay, now they do, so I'm just gonna put them together to make this easier. There we go. Let's see what happens if I keep jumping on them. I got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I got a whole lot of nothing, so myth busted! If you jump on multiple mini Goombas in a row, then you'll get a heart as a bonus. So once again, come on boys, just round them up, get a nice little circle, make this a lot easier. I'm just gonna go for it. 1, 2, okay, 3. Oh, this is so easy, 4. Oh, I was about to say we're getting coins, but we actually got a heart out of it. And now we're just getting more coins. I'm gonna keep going, see if I get anything else. Is that it? Oh, that's it, okay. I lost the thing, but I don't know how many Goombas it was, but after a certain amount of Goombas, if you continuously jump on them, you won't get a 1-up because there's no 1-ups in Mario Odyssey, but you do get a heart. Myth confirmed! You'll get secret dialogue from Cappy when you look at the sun or the moon using the binoculars. And okay, I'm just gonna start by looking at the moon. Nothing much. What if we zoom into it? Oh, okay, there it is. The moon looks pretty from here. So there is dialogue for the moon from Cappy. That's interesting. Now, why don't we zoom out, look at the sun. Don't look right at the sun. Okay, there's actually other dialogue too. That kind of hurts. Kids, don't try this at home. Like, listen to Cappy. Even if it's a solar eclipse, I don't care. But okay, regardless, there is secret dialogue if you look at the sun and moon in the binoculars. Myth confirmed. Mario will lean left and right on the scooter if you tilt your controller in those directions. Alright, here we are. I'm just gonna get on this moped in Metro Kingdom, and I'm using the Joy-Cons here. What if we just tilt? It's not really working. It doesn't seem to be tilting at all. Oh, wait a sec. Okay, we have to be moving, but yeah, as you can see, when I tilt left or right, Mario's tilts left or right on the moped. That's cool. Alright, why don't we try that one more time? Lean to the left. Yeah, okay. Mario leans to the left. Lean to the right, and he leans to the right. Myth confirmed! Mario leaves footprints in the snow when he's barefooted rather than shoe prints. Okay, so normally when you walk around in like sand or snow, you'll make these little shoe prints in the ground, right? It's pretty obvious, you know, they're just kind of circles like your shoe. But apparently if we switch to a costume where Mario doesn't wear shoes, like the boxer shorts one, for example, when you walk on the sand, you'll actually make a print of your foot and not the shoe this time. So I mean, pretty simple test. Let's just walk, and it looks pretty well the same to me, not gonna lie. Take a zoom, and yes, unfortunately, it is just the shoe print. He doesn't have a different footprint. Myth busted! You can go through a specific wall in Cap Kingdom if you use the Paragoomba capture. Okay, so at the back of this giant tower here, you know, there's a secret little door that you can get for a sub area, right? But apparently, if we just take like this first Paragoomba, or any Paragoomba really, we can kind of glitch through this door, or through the wall, if we kind of just go at this door at an angle. I don't know. I just gotta kind of brute force it. Just try to go at a weird angle. I'm just gonna keep trying this and see what happens, right? That's what these myths are about. I mean, it looks kind of weird and oh, there it is. Okay, I was about to say it looks kind of weird and janky, and then all of a sudden I did it. Look at this. Oh, so that's how far this purple stuff goes. It goes like way past where you're ever supposed to see it, because the level's this way. Oh, now here's where the little things spawn, so we kind of get a behind the scenes look at all this. What if we keep flying in the void? I'm gonna turn around and just fly. I'm going. Stuff's despawning. We're going so far. Oh yeah, now I see nothing. Oh, we see a bit of the piece. Oh, and now, okay, now we're just in a void. It's coming back. Okay, now I'm scared. I'm scared. I don't think there's a death barrier, because I know they wanted you to come out here. I don't know where everything is. Okay. Whew. Thought I was lost for good. Myth confirmed. The burning torches sync up to the music in Bowser's Kingdom. Okay, so we're kind of at the end of Bowser's Kingdom here, and why don't we just stand by these torches and see if they kind of sync with the music at all? I mean, so far it honestly just looks kind of random. I really don't see any pattern or whatever. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it looks like only for a few parts, or that one part at least, the fire does actually sync with the music. Myth confirmed! You'll slowly take damage as a Cheep Cheep if you stay out of the water for too long. Now, normally this kind of removes your air meter when you're a fish under the water, but let's see what happens if we, just wait on some land and wait here for a while. Oh no, oh, you actually move forward, okay. Why can't I see? Oh, interesting. He certainly doesn't take damage, but he despawns if you wait out of water for long enough. I don't know, that is interesting. That is kind of like dying, but it's not exactly like the myth said. So I'm still gonna go with myth busted. You'll fly further as the glide-on capture if you shake the controller. And I'm gonna just stand at the edge of this thing and glide towards, hold up, edge of the thing and glide towards the town and see how far I go. Angle him basically directly towards the town, jump and glide. And I'm not touching any buttons, I'm just letting him go straight, and let's see how far we get. So we did go over this archway. It seems we are not gonna make it to the town. And it looks like, we basically land at the bottom of this building next to this cactus. Okay, now let's go back and capture him. I'm gonna start at the same point, jump, glide, and now I'm just gonna shake the whole time. And, oh yeah, okay. You could actually already see it. I am going way higher. I'm gonna like clear the buildings. As you can see, he's kind of like pulling up. I'm wondering, do you actually go down at all? Are we losing any elevation? Like, this is way further. It's not even close. Like, all right, guys, if you didn't know, this is like the method of flying. I'm literally going outside the map. That's how crazy we're going. Through the balloon, glitching through the balloon. Can we go to the other side? Actually, oh no, oh, there's an invisible wall. We're literally going, look how far we go. Like, jeez. go into the invisible wall. I bet I could probably make it back using this method. Visible wall and then turn around. This is actually broken. Okay, if you didn't know this is like optimal way of flying around the map. Jeez, okay, that is definitely way further. Myth confirmed. You'll lose health quicker in cold water if you're not wearing any clothes. Okay, so normally in these like snowy places, unless you have something like a coat or something, Mario just kind of, you know, looks like he's freezing his butt off, right? But to prevent this, you can wear a costume like the snowsuit, for example. However, these costumes don't prevent you from taking damage in cold water. As you can see, I'm still kind of slowly getting hurt, and yeah, I took damage about that quickly. And now we're just gonna keep it going, keep it going. Let's see how long it takes to lose all your health and die from frostbite, I'll go with. Okay, and we're coming up. It's about that long. You know, we use approximations around here, but it was relatively long. It wasn't that quick. However, if we switch to the boxer shorts costume, for example, so let's take a nice little cold ice plunge here, kind of swim around. And I mean, oh, okay, is that quicker? I actually don't really know. It seemed roughly the same. Yeah, it's still kind of taking a while. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's taking a while now. Okay, so I don't think the costume determines at all how quickly you die in the water. It is the same. Myth busted. If you sleep next to a dog, he'll go to sleep too. Okay, so if you didn't know, a small little detail in this game, if you just stand still and do nothing for a while, then yeah, as you can see, Mario will grow tired, and boom, now he is fully asleep. But now apparently, if you do that next to a dog, the dog will join you and he'll fall asleep too. I guess I'm just gonna stand here, not do anything, fall asleep, and see if the dog joins in. Oh, okay, the dog kind of came up to me. He's just staring at me. Like, Mario's kind of staring back. That's cool. Oh, Mario's getting tired. Hey, dog, the dog's barking at me. I'm trying to fall asleep here, bro. I'm trying to fall asleep. Why you keep barking at me? Hey, stop that. I've had a long day of saving princesses and getting moons. All right, relax. Hey, stop it. Okay, this guy just tries to wake you up. He doesn't fall asleep with me. Okay, there. I don't know how Mario slept through that, but... Oh, okay, he does. Look at that. So when you finally get into the full rest position, somehow through all that barking and fall asleep, the dog actually does the same. Myth confirmed. The Gushin Capture can put out fires by simply touching them. As you can see with these guys, they have like a whole water bubble around them. So it wouldn't really make sense if these guys got hurt by fire. But anyways, I'm gonna go up here. And up here, as you can see, we have like a little campfire by Toad, you know. He's all scared because he thinks we're a water enemy. And now I'm just gonna slowly hit the fire and, okay. So you still get hurt even though you're literally made of water. Can we put it out? Okay, we can put it out and then stand on it because that makes sense. But it comes back. And yeah, okay, so the water bubble around you does nothing. You have to shoot it to put out the fire. Myth busted! You can climb up very steep slopes by long jumping into them and then mashing the jump button. Okay, so there's this really steep slope in Wooded Kingdom here that normally, yeah, when you try and walk on it, you kind of slide down. Even if you jump, you immediately get put in a sliding animation, like back jump. Like there's literally no way to get up this slope normally because it's just too steep. See, what you're supposed to do is use these rocket flowers and then you kind of boost and go all the way up and you could climb the slope that way, right? But you might not even need these rocket flowers at all because apparently if you do like a long jump and then mash the jump button, you'll just climb the slope like that. So why don't we try it? I'm just gonna long jump in the slope and oh yeah, that is so easy to do. Look at this. I can literally just climb the slope. Oh my, that is way quicker and way faster. That was actually pretty fun. Here, I'm gonna try it again because that was actually so simple. And then mash. Yeah, this is like ridiculous. Okay, you can't really go off to the side. You kind of got to keep going up or else you'll slide down. But if you just align it right and then mash the A button, yeah, look at that. You can go all the way to the top. That's really cool. Myth confirmed. Today we're busting 100 Mario myths from every Mario game. For example, you can walk on air in New Super Mario Bros. DS. And apparently you can do this in level 4-6. Supposedly, I just gotta stay here and crouch here till 1:40 is left on the timer. Okay, there it is, 1:40, and I immediately get hit, but let's take a leap of faith. Oh, look at that, I'm floating on air, walking on air. Okay, this is wild, look at this is broken. Myth confirmed. You don't have to use the launch stars in Mario Galaxy to get to the different galaxies. Because if you get this like flying power up over here, and then just fly over to this galaxy warp thing, and if you get closer and once you touch it, yeah, it goes to a white screen and okay, you can go to the galaxy just like that. Myth confirmed. The enemy box will explode if you ground pound it with an invincibility leaf. Alright, so I'm just gonna jump, ground pound, and what is going on? My frame rate has gone to like 3 frames a second. I don't know, maybe the enemies are coming out so quick and you just keep killing them, but I don't know what's going on either. What happens if I jump? I couldn't even jump because it was lagging so much, but myth confirmed. There was a canceled port of Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door for the 3DS. This myth started when a video was uploaded to YouTube that showed somebody booting up their 3DS and playing this game. The title screen animation was shown in this short video with simply the word 3D on it. This caused a ton of discussion and speculation online, with many believing that a 3DS port was in the works. However, the video was taken down only a week after it was uploaded. Then the creator admitted that he faked the leak and took it down because he didn't think it would cause this much discussion. Myth busted! There's a hidden laser suit power-up in Super Mario World. There was a video uploaded on YouTube back in 2006 that showed how to obtain this secret laser power-up. It involved going through a secret exit that was hidden in between these 2 blocks. The exit would lead to this weird-looking, never-before-seen level with a congratulations message from Nintendo. And here you would also find the laser suit. The suit had the powers of the Cape Feather, but also able to shoot this fast laser at your enemies. And it had a pretty cool-looking design too. However, when people tried to find this, no one was actually successful. It was then revealed that this was totally a hoax and was made by using hacks to see if anyone would get fooled by it. And it looks like a lot of people did. Myth busted! There's a hidden tree in the hills of Bianco Hills in Super Mario Sunshine. And apparently this thing is going to be in these hills right by this arrow sign here. And I'm going to try to look for this thing by going into first person, and then you can kind of creep into the walls and see like that. Okay, let me try over here. Oh, what are those leaves? Hey. Okay, I swear, I saw some leaves in the walls, definitely. Here, let me get a better angle on it first before we can confirm this. Okay, let's try here, and yeah, look at that. Okay, that is a great angle on the tree, and it totally is in the walls. That's a cool little leftover detail. Myth confirmed. You can flip the Comet Luma on its side in Mario Galaxy. And apparently, to get this guy to turn around, you just have to go like right under him, under his shadow. I think this is it, where you have to talk to him, but he's got to be facing away from the camera. Apparently, if you click yes, now he'll just flip over. Oh, he's like sideways or something. He's not flipped over, but he's sideways. All right, what if I do this again? Talk to him with him facing away from the camera yet again. Oh, now look, he's totally sideways and messed up. Yeah, you can still interact with him, kinda. It's kind of hard to see, but after a few times, he does actually flip sideways. So, myth confirmed. Bowser used to have a wife. What? Yeah, apparently Bowser was gonna have a wife named Claudia Koopa. Yeah, get it? Claudia. And this character was first revealed in a UK version of Nintendo Power. Then this image of Claudia surfaced on the internet, which made it seem more believable. However, if you look into this more, it doesn't seem all that accurate. Firstly, the UK never got Nintendo Power. It was always called something else, like Nintendo Official Magazine. And secondly, people found the origin of this Claudia Koopa image, and it was from Nintendo Comic System, where in this panel, it jokingly showed what Bowser's yearbook would have looked like. And Claudia was just a Koopa girl in that yearbook. Yep, so there you have it. Bowser still has all his children, but no wife. Myth busted! You can get eaten by Dory in Mario 64. If you didn't know, Dory is this Loch Ness monster-type creature that is hidden down in the depths of Hazy Maze Cave. He's just used as a platform, really, so you can get up on this island here. But many people are sure that in the past they have been eaten by this creature when normally he never attacks the player. And even now, nobody, including myself, have been able to recreate this and show footage of this happening. So I think this is most likely just the case of the Mandela effect, where people are remembering something wrong from their childhood. Plus that sign saying "don't be his lunch" doesn't help with it, and was probably just a joke. There's also another fish in this game that can eat Mario, so maybe people mixed up Dory with that fish. But I don't know, how do you guys remember it? Did he eat you before? Let me know. but there is no way in-game he can actually eat you.
Myth busted!
This video is over an hour long, as all these myth videos took months to research, edit, and record. So subscribe if you want me to keep on busting myths in the future.
My house, my rules.
Calm down.
No! Over here.
Frag out! Kill them all! You stupid! Goddamn slut! Oh my god! What the hell? I'm going to kill you and then kill you again. Get over here! Kill shot! Drag out!
Help me, Leon!
别这么严肃，笑一个。
awesome. Oh, get out! What's it? Oh.
Joke's on you!
Oh, it sounds so nice as well. I like it.
What is
The
it?
jewel ones look well cool.
Oh, you missed it?
Oh my god, Damo, ain't that single one looks well cool. What? Yeah, that's
How do you have 46,000 wins?
Yeah, no one cares, mate. They're all just on PC.
He's so
Piggy? That guy, bro. Yeah, Piggy, bro. Oh, no, bro. I don't know how beautiful it is.
真是个小丑。
Hey, yo,
This is supposed to be.
I'll go where I please.
这个护盾可以保护你。
I'm not picky about food. Any blood types will do.
Spy strategy.
And now, the curtain rises!
Hello there.
命运永远站在我这一边。
我将带给。
这颜色太喜。
In Inside Out 2, Joy and the gang discover that 4 new emotions, anxiety, envy, embarrassment, and ennui, have occupied Riley's head. We can't wait for you to meet the new emotion that Pixar has confirmed will be included as the new emotion and wasn't depicted in the earlier teases. In 2015, Pixar's Inside Out introduced us to an amazing group of characters in the form of 5 core emotions within the mind of an 11-year-old girl named Riley. As the crew's leader, Joy made it her her mission to always make Riley happy. Joy was always under stress from sadness because it made Riley feel depressed. When Riley could take it no more, she let out her anger. Fear kept Riley safe, even though she occasionally acted irrationally scared, and disgust made sure she never ate broccoli or handled anything gross that might upset her. In Inside Out 2, fear and disgust are now portrayed by Tony Hale and Lisa LaPera, respectively. But all the core emotions are still content to keep Riley on the straight and narrow, complete with a new belief system and a sense of self. But when Riley begins to go through puberty, their entire worlds fall apart, and 4 new emotions, anxiety through puberty with a new emotions, are still content to keep Riley on the straight and narrow, complete with a new belief system and a sense of self. But Riley made sure she never ate broccoli or handled anything gross that might upset her. In Inside Out 2, fear and disgust are now portrayed by Tony Hale and Lisa LaPera, respectively. But all the core emotions are still content to keep Riley on the straight and narrow, complete with a new belief system and a sense of self. But when Riley begins to go through puberty, their entire worlds fall apart, and 4 new emotions, anxiety, envy, ennui, and embarrassment, enter the picture. Anxiety is full of life and eager to join the group. The orange emotion is dressed in brown pants and an orange and white striped shirt. Anxiety is a big smile that matches her enthusiasm, and her tangled energy goes well with her hairstyle. She showcases a variety of skills that she thinks will help her with her emotions. The 5 confused emotions are unaware of how to react to the recent arrival. Envy is a tiny, adorable turquoise emotion dressed in a polka dot dress and a pink hair clip. But don't let Envy's height deceive you. She's determined to climb to the top. Envy is a motivator, even if her actions can be seen as problematic. She assists Riley in setting goals for herself that are in line with her desires. Envy will therefore want Riley to have hair like Val's amazing hair with a red streak if she notices it. Naturally, this causes Riley and Val to interact awkwardly. This exchange causes embarrassment to arise. This shy pink guy always hides in his sweatshirt when he does something that he finds extremely embarrassing. He also doesn't really like to talk or make eye contact. Pink with embarrassment takes on new significance in light of his bright, rosy hue. Similarly to embarrassment, the feeling is a big figure that tries to hide but is unable to do so. Riley simply pretends to be cool when Val asks her to meet the rest of her team. Since they didn't witness anyone touching the controls, the initial emotions are perplexed as to how this could have occurred. At that point, ennui is introduced to us. This French-speaking purple emotion taps on the console app to operate the buttons remotely. Joy tries to think of some clever nicknames for the emotion that sighs a lot and doesn't care about anything, but ennui doesn't think they're very funny. Joy asks everyone to get along even though these new emotions have just appeared and are upsetting the dynamic at the head office because she knows that all emotions are beneficial for Riley. Joy and her team's years of hard work and development are being undone by anxiety, and Riley's development is changing, and not always in a way that will be best for her. Riley's core emotions begin to lose control as anxiety takes over his mental console. The emotions are left with no choice but to be literal bottle capped and pushed to the back of Riley's mind. She then declares her intention to construct a completely new Riley. The straight, shining threads transform into sharp, jagged lines, resembling anxiety's hair, as the new emotions head down to the belief center to start the rebuild. Riley's earliest memories, as well as possibly some secrets, are hidden inside a dark vault where the old emotions find themselves. 2 new characters in a completely different visual style are introduced in this scene. A 3D polygonal character that the emotions beg for assistance in escaping the vault and returning to headquarters, and a 2D animation style character reminiscent of Dora the Explorer and Blue's Clue. Similar to a scene where Joy, Sadness, and Bing Bong deceitfully navigate abstract thought in the first film, these characters provide some novel takes on the animations featured in Inside Out 2. They realistically depict completely distinct visual styles, giving the impression that these characters are real people. You'll have to settle for guessing what they might look like for the time being because Pixar hasn't revealed them in marketing. A third character is also present, though it is still somewhat of a mystery. He's a dark, rugged guy who kind of looks like an emo version of the Incredible Hulk, and he represents Riley's dark secret. After the Pixar footage presentation concluded, we were left wondering what that might be. But it seems likely that this revelation will be crucial in the second or third act of the film. The scene where joy, sadness, anger, fear, and disgust are sealed in a bottle represents the closest we've come to seeing these characters. Recently released teasers for Inside Out 2 show a shot from inside the vault, where they end up locked up. They are bumbling cops there who don't seem to contain the core emotions for very long, which will probably send them on another adventure across Riley's mind's various phases, including the sarcasm chasm revealed in the same teaser. I can already tell you that Inside Out 2 continues to withhold a lot of plot details, even though the trailer only features the first 35 minutes of the sequel. Almost all of the trailers that have been released thus far contain the same footage that Pixar showed in-person press during the first 35 minutes of the film. However, we saw much more. Fans can get their first glimpse of the nostalgia emotion in the most recent Inside Out 2 image. She's predicted to make an appearance in the eagerly awaited sequel as a kind old woman. This could be the mystery character, which June, an Oscar nominee, will be voicing. The figure is an older, shorter woman wearing pink glasses, a shawl, a cup of tea, and white fluffy hair. The character has already been dubbed as Nostalgia by a number of outlets. Nostalgia is a new feeling that arises from missing things from the past. When the character is placed next to June, it's from outlet. The character already been dubbed as Nostalgia by a number of outlets. White fluffy short June, an Oscar nominated Old Out 2 image. She's predicted to make an appearance in the eagerly awaited sequel as a kind old woman. This could be the mystery character, which June, an Oscar nominee, will be voicing. The figure is an older, shorter woman wearing pink glasses, a shawl, a cup of tea, and white fluffy hair. The character has already been dubbed as Nostalgia by a number of outlets. Nostalgia is a new feeling that arises from missing things from the past. When the character is placed next to June, it is difficult to argue that it's not her. In the 30-second clip, Nostalgia appears and passes through a door into Riley's mind, command center, recalling the new feelings that have moved in. This hilariously repeats twice. The first time when Ennui notes that Nostalgia did the exact same thing 30 seconds earlier, to which she responds, "Yeah, those were the days." Fans have previously seen Nostalgia in concept art shared in March by Disney and Pixar, so this is not the first time they saw it. She is smiling and thinking back on past experiences, looking exactly like she does in the video with white hair, glasses, and a cup of tea. While the adult characters in the first film, who had all clearly experienced puberty before, only had the same 5 emotions as Riley in Inside Out, it's odd that the teasers for Inside Out 2 suggest that Riley's experiencing new emotions as a result of puberty. One possible hint that some of these personified emotions don't always reside in headquarters is if the sequel adds another emotion character for Mr. or Mrs. Anderson. Maybe Nostalgia is that person who visits headquarters when Mrs. Anderson is pining for the past and retreats back to her thoughts when the emotion subdues. There may be some clues regarding Inside Out 2's conclusion in this. The teaser for the 2024 film depicts Joy and the other original cast members being imprisoned inside a bottle while anxiety and other puberty-related emotions take over. It may be implied that the new characters of Inside Out 2 are only transient residents of Riley's headquarters and will eventually return to the darker recesses of her mind if it is revealed that one of Riley's parents momentarily harbors a nostalgia emotion. Naturally, all we can do is wait and see. Inside Out 2 appears to be an essential follow-up based on the newly released footage. The sequel follows Riley's journey and follows the same narrative, but it seems to go deeper into the original ideas by examining the effects of unchecked emotions and what happens to teenagers at the command center, recalling the 5 confused enthusiasts, 4 new arrived straight and narrow, complete with the core emotions are still contell and might upset her. In Inside Out 2, fear and disgust are now portrayed by Tony Hale and Lisa LaPera, respectively, but all the core emotions are still contend to keep Riley on the straight and narrow, complete with a new belief system and a sense of self. But when Riley begins to go through puberty, their entire worlds fall apart, and 4 new emotions, anxiety, envy, ennui, and embarrassment enter the picture. Anxiety is full of life and eager to join the group. The orange emotion is dressed in brown pants and an orange and white striped shirt. Anxiety is a big smile that matches her enthusiasm, and her tangled energy goes well with her hairstyle. She showcases a variety of skills that she thinks will help her with her emotions. The 5 confused emotions are unaware of how to react to the recent arrival. Envy is a tiny, adorable turquoise emotion dressed in a polka dot dress and a pink hair clip. But don't let Envy's height deceive you. She's determined to climb to the top. Envy is a motivator, even if her actions can be seen as problematic. She assists Riley in setting goals for herself that are in line with her desires. Envy will therefore want Riley to have hair like Val's amazing hair with a red streak if she notices it. Naturally, this causes Riley and Val to interact awkwardly. This exchange causes embarrassment to arise. This shy pink guy always hides in his sweatshirt when he does something that he finds extremely embarrassing. He also doesn't really like to talk or make eye contact. Pink with embarrassment takes on new significance in light of his bright, rosy hue. Similarly to embarrassment, the feeling is a big figure that tries to hide but is unable to do so. Riley simply pretends to be cool when Val asks her to meet the rest of her team. Since they didn't witness anyone touching the controls, the initial emotions are perplexed as to how this could have occurred. At that point, ennui is introduced to us. This French-speaking purple emotion taps on the console app to operate the buttons remotely. Joy tries to think of some clever nicknames for the emotion that sighs a lot and doesn't care about anything, but ennui doesn't think they're very funny. Joy asks everyone to get along even though these new emotions have just appeared and are upsetting the dynamic at the head office because she knows that all emotions are beneficial for Riley. Joy and her team's years of hard work and development are being undone by anxiety, and Riley's development is changing, and not always in a way that will be best for her. Riley's core emotions begin to lose control as anxiety takes over his mental console. The emotions are left with no choice but to be literal bottle capped and pushed to the back of Riley's mind. She then declares her intention to construct a completely new Riley. The straight, shining threads transform into sharp, jagged lines, resembling anxiety's hair, as the new emotions head down to the belief center to start the rebuild. Riley's earliest memories, as well as possibly some secrets, are hidden inside a dark vault where the old emotions find themselves. 2 new characters in a completely different visual style are introduced in this scene. A 3D polygonal character that the emotions beg for assistance in escaping the vault and returning to headquarters, and a 2D animation style character reminiscent of Dora the Explorer and Blue's Clue. Similar to a scene where Joy, Sadness, and Bing Bong deceitfully navigate abstract thought in the first film, these characters provide some novel takes on the animations featured in Inside Out 2. They realistically depict completely distinct visual styles, giving the impression that these characters are real people. You'll have to settle for guessing what they might look like for the time being because Pixar hasn't revealed them in marketing. A third character is also present, though it is still somewhat of a mystery. He's a dark, rugged guy who kind of looks like an emo version of the Incredible Hulk, and he represents Riley's dark secret. After the Pixar footage presentation concluded, we were left wondering what that might be, but it seems likely that this revelation will be crucial in the second or third act of the film. The scene where joy, sadness, anger, fear, and disgust are sealed in a bottle represents the closest we've come to seeing these characters. Recently released teasers for Inside Out 2 show a shot from inside the vault, where they end up locked up. They are bumbling cops there who don't seem to contain the core emotions for very long, which will probably send them on another adventure across Riley's mind's various phases, including the sarcasm chasm revealed in the same teaser. I can already tell you that Inside Out 2 continues to withhold a lot of plot details, even though the trailer only features the first 35 minutes of the sequel. Almost all of the trailers that have been released thus far contain the same footage that Pixar showed in-person press during the first 35 minutes of the film. However, we saw much more. Fans can get their first glimpse of the nostalgia emotion in the most recent recent Inside Out 2 image can get just 35 minutes of the film. However, we saw much more. Fans can get their first glimpse of the nostalgia emotion in the most recent Inside Out 2 image. She's predicted to make an appearance in the eagerly awaited sequel as a kind old woman. This could be the mystery character, which June, an Oscar nominee, will be voicing. The figure is an older, shorter woman wearing pink glasses, a shawl, a cup of tea, and white fluffy hair. The character has already been dubbed as Nostalgia by a number of outlets. Nostalgia is a new feeling that arises from missing things from the past. When the character is placed next to June, it is difficult to argue that it's not her. In the 30-second clip, Nostalgia appears and passes through a door into Riley's mind, command center, recalling the new feelings that have moved in. This hilariously repeats twice. The first time when Ennui notes that Nostalgia did the exact same thing 30 seconds earlier, to which she responds, "Yeah, those were the days." Fans have previously seen Nostalgia in concept art shared in March by Disney and Pixar, so this is not the first time they saw it. She is smiling and thinking back on past experiences, looking exactly like she does in the video with white hair, glasses, and a cup of tea. While the adult characters in the first film, who had all clearly experienced puberty before, only had the same 5 emotions as Riley in Inside Out, it's odd that the teasers for Inside Out 2 suggest that Riley is experiencing new emotions as a result of puberty. One possible hint that some of these personified emotions don't always reside in headquarters is if the sequel adds another emotion character for Mr. or Mrs. Anderson. Maybe Nostalgia is that person who visits headquarters when Mrs. Anderson is pining for the past and retreats back to her thoughts when the emotion subdues. There may be some clues regarding Inside Out 2's conclusion in this. The teaser for the 2024 film depicts Joy and the other original cast members being imprisoned inside a bottle while anxiety and other puberty-related emotions take over. It may be implied that the new characters of Inside Out 2 are only transient residents of Riley's headquarters and will eventually return to the darker recesses of her mind if it is revealed that one of Riley's parents momentarily harbors a nostalgia emotion. Naturally, all we can do is wait and see. Inside Out 2 appears to be an essential follow-up based on the newly released footage. The sequel follows Riley's journey and follows the same narrative, but it seems to go deeper into the original ideas by examining the effects of unchecked emotions and what happens to teenagers who let their feelings define who they are, as well as by adding more details to Riley's world of secrets and beliefs. Further info about the plot of Inside Out 2 indicates that it explores the larger emotions and changes that affect adolescence, going far beyond simply highlighting the significance of emotions. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video.
If there's one thing Disney artists and Pixar animators love to do, it's to include small details, references, and secrets in their films. Isn't it true?
Tell me more.
And we absolutely love it. Like in the 1992 Aladdin movie, where we see one of the most iconic characters from all Disney films being part of the Sultan's story stack. If we look closely and pause, we can see that the one in the middle there is Beast from Beauty and the Beast, which was released in the previous year. Get ready, because we still have 24 more secrets and details to show you today. WALL-E, the movie about the lonely little robot that collected garbage, also has a really cool reference. Remember Rex, that funny toy dinosaur from Andy's Toy Story? Well, if we look closely, we can see him amidst the stuff in Wall-E's hideout. This one is more of a Disney inside joke than a reference.
I'll go where I please.
In Zootopia, Judy Hopps, the protagonist of the film, interrogates the criminal Duke Weaselton, who sells pirated DVDs. Whoever didn't buy one in the 2000s, throw the first stone. The coolest part is that at the pirate stall, we see imitations of various Disney films like Big Hero 6, a reference to Big Hero 6, and Meowana, a shameless copy of Moana, which was released in the same year, 2016. Plus, films that hadn't even been released yet, like Frozen 2, which only came out in 2019, 3 years later.
Anything you need, I got. All your favorite movies. I got movies that haven't even been released yet.
Since we're talking about Moana, we have some good and funny references in the Disney Pacific Princess film. For example, when Maui is transforming, he simply looks identical to Sven, Kristoff's loyal reindeer. Also in Moana's High Sea Adventure, we have the Kakamora, tiny pirates who hide in coconuts. And when the heroine climbs onto the boat to face the little villains, if you stop and look closely, you'll see that one of them painted their face exactly like Baymax from Big Hero 6.
They're just gonna kill ya!
Speaking of Aladdin again, it seems like Disney enjoyed making character references in the 1992 movie. When Aladdin is talking to the genie, asking if he could turn him into a prince, he's holding on to what looks like a kind of recipe book. And out of nowhere, he pulls none other than Sebastian from The Little Mermaid, right out of the book.
Chicken alligator. Let's do some crap.
But the Aladdin movie isn't just for referencing other Disney films, it's also used as a reference itself, even if it's super quick. This happened right at the beginning of The Princess and the Frog, when we see someone beating a rug on a balcony. And guess what? It's none other than Aladdin's magic carpet. And when Mama Odie is singing the song Dig a Little Deeper, tossing around various things and items, we can spot none other than Aladdin's lamp passing by alongside her pet snake. Wreck-It Ralph is a movie full of references to other works, both from Disney and other companies. When Ralph and Vanellope go to the auction at the eBay building to buy a new steering wheel for the Gaming World Prodigy, we see some items that are very Disney-esque in there, such as, for example, Aladdin's lamp. But not just that, there's another intriguing item right there, one that Flynn definitely knows very well. Look! There's Rapunzel's frying pan from Tangled, the one she used to knock out her future husband.
This is kind of an off day for me. This doesn't really happen. Fine, I'll take you to see the lanterns.
Speaking of 101 Dalmatians, the main dog couple is named Pongo and Perdita. But at a certain point in the movie, another famous Disney couple from another film appears. We're talking about Lady and the Tramp. Besides the main couple, other characters from Lady and the Tramp also make an appearance in 101 Dalmatians, like Jock and also Peg, and even a slightly lighter version of Bull. We still have 13 more super cool secrets to show you that we discovered in Disney movies. If you're enjoying this video, comment #secrets so we know. Apart from character details and references, we can even find the same characters from some other films. Look at the girl in Bonnie's classroom on the first day of school and tell me she isn't just identical to Boo from Monsters, Inc. And just to prove it's not a stretch, there she is again, appearing in the same Toy Story movie. Speaking of Boo, but now in Monsters, Inc., we have a series of references in the little girl's room. For example, on our little table, we have Jessie from Toy Story right there. And besides Jessie, another famous Disney animated character was there too. Nemo! Except they haven't found his dad yet. Since we mentioned Toy Story, look at this cool thing we found. We spotted one of the characters from the third movie in the Toy Story franchise in a quick scene from the movie. Oh, in fact, it's the villain from Toy Story 3, Lotso. When Carl's house is floating away, Lotso is in the corner of a little girl's room. And to tell you the truth, there have been some more adult references in certain Disney movies that many wouldn't even imagine. In Zootopia, the villain Bellwether is developing a serum for carnivorous animals, and the henchman working in the lab is named Doug, a sheep. If you look closely, you'll notice he's dressed just like Heisenberg, the protagonist from a more adult series called Breaking Bad. Doug is wearing a yellow protective suit and is working with blue liquid, just like Heisenberg used to. It seems that folks at Disney are really big fans of Baymax. Look, there he is again, but this time in Frozen 2, when Anna and Elsa are playing with little snowmen. There's one that's simply just like the big robot from Big Hero 6. Tell me it's not the same, almost identical. And Big Hero 6 returned the favor to the Frozen crew, but in quite an unusual way. Remember that sneaky Prince Hans, who seemed like a nice guy but turned out to be a devious jerk? Well, he makes an appearance in Big Hero 6. When Hero goes to the police station with Baymax, he's there, but on a wanted poster. Suits him.
Kid, how about we call your parents and get them down here? What?
It seems that in the world of fairy tales, there's a social network for the nobility, and they all know each other. Proof of that is Flynn and Rapunzel, who come from some distant kingdom, being President Elsa's coronation in Frozen, who lived in the northernmost kingdom, where it's colder. But it's important to notice that Rapunzel already has much shorter hair, which she sacrificed to save the life of her beloved. Flynn, so fancy. Another awesome cross-reference between Disney films is the appearance of Scar, the villain from The Lion King. In the movie Hercules, Scar is Simba's uncle, responsible for the death of Mufasa, his brother. But in the end, he meets the same fate as his brother. Actually, he doesn't appear fully in Hercules, just his skin, as it seems he moved on to a better place. In the movie Treasure Planet, one of Disney's less-known films, when Jim's mother, the protagonist, is reading a book to him, we can see a stuffed toy of the character Stitch on the bedroom shelf. The little space creature from Lilo and Stitch is there to keep him company. I think I'd have nightmares. And one of the most classic references is the presence of the three most iconic Disney characters at a super important event. When King Triton appears, they are Mickey, Donald Duck, and Goofy. Now, how can they breathe underwater? I have no idea. In the 1986 movie, The Great Mouse Detective, there's a notable presence that shows up. It's a little toy that blows soap bubbles, and it has a design identical to Dumbo, the small elephant that could fly by flapping its ears. We have some references to one of Disney's greatest classics in Lilo and Stitch. We're talking about Mulan, the woman who disguised herself as a warrior to save her father from war. Nani, Lilo's sister, and Mulan are both strong women fighting to keep their families together. That's probably why Nani has a Mulan poster in her room. Additionally, there's a restaurant named Mulan Walk in Lilo and Stitch. Let's agree, it's a well-deserved tribute. Those were the 25 secrets, references,
Exactly
and details we
as
found in Disney.
prophesized.
Tell us which of these details you enjoyed the most and found cool. And don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, bye-bye!
What am I even looking for?
If you find it, you'll know.
How many sneaky details did you miss? Welcome to The Things Animated, your go-to channel for the best content from all of your favorite animated movies and shows, including hidden details from Disney's latest flicks, Turning Red and Encanto. How many of these references went over your head? Keep watching to find out, and why not subscribe while you're at it? Number 1. Turning Red was full of 90s references, but it was also jam-packed with hidden details that were easy to miss. Domichi's bow got a special nod. The title appears on a sign in the exact same style as what we see on the short's poster. We had a Four Town reference in Luca about Turning Red, and in Turning Red, the hidden Lightyear detail came in the form of a sticker. It looks pretty rad on the bottom of that skateboard. We only get a small glimpse of it, but Pixar wasn't gonna miss the chance to drop the beloved pizza truck somewhere in their latest flick. Luxo Ball, where are you? Taking it easy in the pool. And sorry, what chopper model is that? None other than A113. Number 2. Encanto, a movie full of color, music, and sneaky details. Or in some cases, not so sneaky. Like when Bruno took a second to rock the Let It Go belt. And who doesn't love getting to know a movie's setting through an intro song and dance through town? It worked in Beauty and the Beast all those years ago, and it works now. Ooh, and we've seen this creature before. This three-headed pup is just as freaky in both Encanto and the 90s era Hercules. By the way, every one of the Madrigals have subtle nods to their power featured somewhere. For Luisa, it was weights along the bottom of her skirt. Bruno's clothing was decorated with hourglasses, while Dolores' clothing had sound waves, Peppa sports sun earrings, and Isabella is not so subtly covered in flowers. Oh, and we can't forget the Mickey Mouse appearance.
But will they come looking for you over there?
How many hidden references did you catch in Disney's flick Luca? Disney notoriously includes smart and sneaky references throughout their films. How does Luca connect to a future Disney film? Which memorable bird appears in Raya and the Last Dragon?
Really?
As we venture with Joe Gardner and 22 through the streets of New York and Seoul, a travel agency is seen with a poster advertising flights to Porto Rosso. This was a clever nod to the film Luca, which was one of the next Disney films to come out at the time. There's even more to the name Porto Rosso though. It's actually a sneaky reference to the old movie called Porco Rosso.
The Porto Rosso Cup is about to begin!
This cool scooter in Luca is way cooler when we take a look at the license plate. It may seem like some random numbers, but if we reverse them, we get 0225. What's so special about these numbers? Well, they make up the date of the day that the very first teaser trailer for Luca was released online, February 25th.
Ah, yes!
In the middle of the town, we see a newspaper stand, and if we look closely, we see the names of the newspapers, one of which is La Gazzetta. If you ever wanted to get your hands on a real copy, you're actually in luck. La Gazzetta is a real Italian sports newspaper.
Bravo, we did it!
Luca had quite a few references and one very special connection to Disney's The Little Mermaid. In this scene, Luca's mother warns him not to get too close to the surface of the water because he could be harmed by the humans. Sound like a familiar warning? It's extremely similar to the one that King Triton gives Ariel in The Little Mermaid. Alberto's collection of objects from the surface is very much like the Disney Mermaid as well. Our favorite connection between the two movies, though, is that Jacob Tremblay, the voice of Luca, will actually be playing Flounder in The Little Mermaid remake.
Wait, it feels like it's still there.
Yeah, that's called Phantom Tail. You'll get used to it.
In the town of Porto Rosso, there are colorful walls everywhere, and one very special hidden detail referencing another Disney Pixar underwater character. In this scene, we can see that the etching in the concrete is none other than Hank the Octopus from Finding Dory.
You don't remember what we were talking about?
Mm-mm. Julia's fisherman father has a striking look, and it's a bit of a different style to the rest of the character designs we see throughout the film. If he looks familiar to Disney fans, it's because he looks almost identical to the father in the Disney short La Luna. This is definitely no coincidence, since Luca's director, Enrico Casarosa, also happens to be the writer and director of La Luna.
This is how I came into the world.
Honestly, we were a bit startled seeing this chicken with a coconut shell on its head being sold by a food vendor in a market in Raya and the Last Dragon. That bird is unmistakable. There's no doubt it's Hey Hey, Moana's chicken sidekick.
Hey Hey?
It wouldn't be a Disney movie without a hidden reference to one of the many items that frequently reappears throughout Disney Pixar movies. In the Hall of Everything in Seoul, we're treated to loads of hidden details, including the classic Pizza Planet truck. Its first appearance actually goes all the way back to Toy Story.
Welcome to Pizza Planet.
In Raya and the Last Dragon, we know that Tong had a child who turned to stone, but fortunately, we see Tong reunited with the child at the end. The little one is never actually given a name, but reportedly, Tongler was what the child was referred to as by the animators. What's extra special about this name is that at the very end of the movie credits in the production baby section, we see the name Tongler listed among them.
It's a name.
Cruising through the New York subway system in Seoul, we see an advert for a company called Brang that appears. Any guesses where this company has been seen before? Taking a look back to the movie Inside Out, it's the same name of the company that Riley's dad works for. He's even wearing their shirt here.
We get it.
You're the best. Thanks, hon.
We're used to seeing the Luxo ball appearing, bright as can be, in the background of some of our favorite Disney Pixar movies, which is why we had a harder time spotting it in Seoul. However, if we look closely, tucked under a table in 22's room, we can see the familiar ball, looking far more faded and shadowy than we've ever seen it. Not to mention Luxo Jr.'s quick cameo shining down on a soul.
Wait, are you actually helping me?
In the movie Onward, we see a collection of records, including one prominently featuring an artist named Dorothea Williams. This was an early hidden detail hinting at the movie Soul, in which, of course, Dorothea is the famous jazz musician Joe is so thrilled to play with.
Call me Joe, Dorothea. Miss Williams. It's a pleasure.
Back in the Seoul subway, Joe and 22 end up hopping on train number 2319. This specific number has in fact appeared in a Disney Pixar movie before. Many, many years ago when Monsters, Inc. came out, this same number was actually used as the code at the Child Detective Agency to alert when a human ended up in their monster world.
George and I are like brothers. 2319!
This number being included is extra special because Monsters, Inc. was actually the very first film that Soul director Pete Docter had directed for Disney Pixar.
Catch!
During the song Shiny, Maui ends up dancing on a pile of beautiful gold that is very, very shiny. One item in particular stands out though, a very familiar magical lamp. If we look closely, we can see that it's definitely the genie's lamp from Aladdin. We've all been hearing Joe Ratzenberg's voice for years, even if we didn't actually know it. He's voiced a character in every single Disney Pixar movie since Toy Story. Soul was the first exception, but his streak managed to be kept intact. In the subway, when Joe and 22 are running through, we pass a man who is a bit of a younger Ratzenberg's likeness, keeping his epic legacy and streak alive.
Very good, Woody. That's using the old noodle.
It's a small and often missed detail, but these Chinese food boxes have appeared throughout some of our favorite Disney movies. Originally featured in A Bug's Life, we've also seen it in The Incredibles 2, where they were sitting eating away. They weren't the only family to enjoy it, though. Riley's family had the same boxes in Inside Out. We catch a glimpse of the classic box in Margaret's fridge in Toy Story 4, and then again in Seoul on an office worker's desk. The Toy Story 4 Carnival is full of color and exciting prizes. But the one that really caught our eye was this beautifully designed guitar. The special instrument is unquestionably the same one played in the film Coco.
Get him. Oh, get him.
Bunny, what are you doing?
The antique shop in Toy Story 4 is filled with fun and random objects. Looking outside the shop, we can see a plate hanging in the window with an intricate emblem on it. This special design just so happens to be Merida's family emblem from Brave. Once we actually get into the antique shop, we also sneak a peek at this collection of Wally souvenir cups.
You can't be serious.
Anyone remember this tune? We can definitely... We also sneak a peek at this collection of Wally... managed to be kept intact. In the subway, when Joe and 22 are running through, we pass a man who is a bit of a younger Ratzenberg's likeness.
It's a name.
Cruising through the New York subway system in Seoul, we see an advert for a company called Brangwood appears. Any guesses where this company is? See an advert for a company called Brangwood appears. Any guesses where this company has been seen before? Taking Brangwood appears. Any guesses where this company has been? See an advert for a company called Brangwood appears. Any guesses where this company has been seen before? Taking a look back to the movie Inside Out, it's the same name of the company that Riley's dad works for. Back to the movie Inside Out, it's the same name of the company that Riley's dad works for. Back to the movie appears. Any guesses where this company has been seen before? Taking a look back to the movie Inside Out, it's the same name this company has been seen before? Taking a look back to the movie Inside Out, it's the same name of the company that Riley for. Taking a look back to the movie Inside Out, it's the same name of the company that Riley's dad works for. Back to the movie Inside Out, it's the same name of the company has been seen before. Taking a look back to the movie Inside Out, it's the same name of the company that Riley's dad works for. He's even wearing their hideout. Any system in Seoul, we see an advert for a company called Brangwood appears. Any guesses where this company has been seen before? Taking a look back to the movie Inside Out, it's the same name of the company that Riley's dad works for. He's even wearing their shirt here.
We get it.
Thanks, hon.
We're used to seeing the Luxo ball appearing, bright as can be, in the background of some of our favorite Disney Pixar movies. The Luxo is even the Inside Out. It's the same name of the company that Riley's dad works for. Taking Brangwood appears. Any guesses where this company has been seen before? Taking a look back to the movie Inside Out, it's the same name of the company that we've seen before for a company called Brangwood appears. Any guesses where this company has been seen before? Taking a look back to the movie Inside Out, it's the same name of the company that we've seen before. Taking a look back to the movie Inside Out, it's the same name of the company we've been seen before.